This is really disturbing. I mean, we've seen clips of this, but like it has become almost a movement in Israel now to prevent aid from getting in to Palestinian civilians. This is at the border. I think, do we know exactly where this is? It's at the Nitzana border crossing. And is that up at the northern part of Gaza?
It's between Egypt and Nitzana, which is technically in Israel, but it's one of the crossings that.
Okay, so it's down on the south.
Yeah, it makes
off the Negev
into Gaza.
Okay,
there.
And so this is where, and I imagine like some of this is aid that's coming via Egypt and must cross into Israel here or something. And but there are many Israelis who have traveled down there to basically have like a Burning Man / Let's Starve Palestinian Children festival. There's footage of like, DJs setting up and doing trance music. I think it's trance at like 1/16th. And then they get out and then they, basically lay down in front of vehicles trying to bring in what meager aid there is for a starving population. One where non-governmental aid organizations say they have never seen anything worse. Look at this line of cars. There's a lot of vehicles there.
It's a sick country right now. I mean, the level of radicalization in the Israeli public cannot be overstated, and all the pressure has to come from outside because, like, the footage of them partying was deeply disturbing as well. As how you can feel joy in that moment, as that just mere miles away there are children with no legs and no parents, thousands and thousands. This is our tax dollars at work. We've heavily militarized and emboldened the Israeli population and their government without any international recourse, and so they feel that they are operating with total impunity. We've spent decades pathologizing the people that these people are obstructing aid to. This is a footage of those people dancing, and yeah. And I can't help but think like about what's going on at our own southern border, though. Like, we have these exact same psychos developing this exact same impulse, and it's like we have a quarter way into this century, the dark images of what it could look like popping up right in front of us with this sort of stuff, like the fortress at the borders and racism and standing in the way of whether it's Palestinians or whether it's migrants at the southern border. I mean, it's acting. We're in a moment where we're beginning to reckon with the concept of militarized borders and nationalism and what that actually brings upon a society. Now, Israel is so much smaller. It's such a newer country. The level of militarization and extremism there has been accelerated to a degree. And of course, the United States is just so vast. But there are all these other European nations are also undergoing this as well, with the rise of these nationalist, anti-migrant sentiment within their conservative parties and nationalist parties. And it's only going to get worse as climate change continues to ramp up and migration due to climate-related disasters continues in countries that are less susceptible to the worst effects of climate change, like the global south. So like Israel's a very extreme example of a broader kind of international I think it's issue that we're going to be confronting over the next few decades about what it means to to have equitable societies when there's more transience and more migration all throughout the world.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing just a rise of nationalism, authoritarianism, and fascism, and this is one feature of it. I mean, it's not. I think it's less about the sharpness of Joe Biden's mind and more about the situation that he confused the Mexican border and the Gazan border with Egypt. I think there should have been a little bit more read into that rather than just like, oh,
why are those two concepts
fuddy-duddy?
Why are those swimming in that brain right next to each other?
Exactly.